Have you ever stopped to wonder if your choices are really yours, or if they were forced into your mind through fear? Fear isn't just an emotion, it's the oldest weapon of control. From childhood warnings to political speeches, fear has always been an invisible chain wrapped around our decisions. Think about it. How many times have you said yes, not because you wanted to, but because you were too afraid to say no? Fear makes smart people act against logic, and strong people bow down when they normally wouldn't. It hijacks your brain, shuts down your reasoning, and pushes you into survival mode. And the scariest part? The people who use fear against you know exactly how your brain reacts. They plant a threat, watch your panic rise, and then offer themselves as the only way out. That's not guidance. That's manipulation. Today, we're going to expose how fear has been used for centuries to control, silence, and enslave minds, maybe even yours. Fear-based manipulation isn't something that happens only in horror movies or dictatorships. It's everywhere, woven into the fabric of our daily lives. Parents sometimes use it on children. If you don't study, you'll fail and ruin your future. Bosses use it on employees. If you don't work late, maybe you won't last here long. Even advertisers exploit it. If you don't buy this, you're not safe, you're not attractive, you're not enough. Fear is sold to us like a product, disguised as advice, protection, or love. And because fear feels so real in the moment, most people never realize they're being manipulated. Our brains are wired to respond to threats faster than reason, which makes fear the perfect psychological shortcut. Why argue? Why question? Why investigate? When fear screams at you to obey. It's efficient, it's powerful, and it's terrifyingly effective. That's why leaders, marketers, and even people close to us rely on fear. It guarantees obedience. But here's the catch. The more we let fear control us, the less we actually control our own lives. Every decision made under pressure of fear leaves a mark. It rewires the brain to expect threats, to shrink away from risk, to distrust freedom. And the tragedy is, most victims of fear-based manipulation don't even see it happening. They believe they're making their own choices. They believe the fear is theirs, not planted by someone else. And that illusion is exactly what keeps manipulators in power. Fear works because it doesn't ask for your permission. It rushes into your mind, slams the door on logic, and takes the driver's seat. In psychology, this is called the amygdala hijack, when fear shuts down your rational brain and forces you into fight or flight mode. And in that moment, you're not thinking, you're just reacting. That's exactly why fear-based manipulation is so effective. If someone can control your fear, they can control your decision. They don't need to convince you with facts or logic. They just need to create a threat. Once the fear is in place, obedience follows almost automatically. Let's start with the smallest circle, family. Think about a child being told, if you don't listen, the monster will come for you. It sounds harmless, but it plants the first seed. Obey, or something terrible will happen. As the child grows, the message evolves. If you don't get good grades, you'll be a failure in life. Notice what's happening? The fear changes shape, but the leash remains the same. Move one step further. Relationships. Partners sometimes say, if you leave me, you'll never find someone who loves you like I do. It's not love. It's fear dressed up as affection. It traps the other person in a cage, not with bars of steel, but with invisible chains of doubt and insecurity. Now, let's go to the workplace. Bosses know that fear of losing a job is more powerful than the promise of a bonus. So they don't inspire with vision. They threaten with consequences. Stay late, or someone else will take your place. That single sentence can keep hundreds of employees in silent obedience. But manipulation doesn't stop in personal spaces. It scales up to entire societies. Politicians have mastered the art of fear-based control. They paint pictures of enemies at the gates, disasters waiting to strike, chaos just one decision away. Then they position themselves as a savior, the only one who can keep the people safe. History is filled with leaders who ruled not through respect, but through carefully engineered fear. And let's not forget the media. Fear sells faster than truth, because fear grabs attention instantly. A calm, balanced headline rarely goes viral, but one drenched in fear. The world is collapsing. Danger is near. Spreads like wildfire. Why? Because fear is contagious. It jumps from one mind to another like a virus. Even in marketing, fear is a hidden engine behind many campaigns. You've heard it before. Without this product, your skin will age, your home won't be safe, your life won't be complete. It's not selling improvement. It's selling protection against the fear they created in the first place. The common thread is clear. When you're afraid, you stop asking questions. You don't pause to think, is this true? You just look for safety, and the manipulator is right there, ready to offer it at a price. But here's the dark twist. The more fear controls you, the more it rewires your brain. Living under constant threat makes people submissive, easier to govern, easier to exploit. It creates societies that obey silently, relationships that suffocate, and individuals who doubt their own strength. And the scariest part is this. Most people never realize they're being manipulated. They say, I had no choice. But the truth is, they did have a choice. It was stolen from them, masked behind fear. And once you start seeing this pattern, you'll notice it everywhere. Because fear isn't just an emotion, it's a currency. It buys obedience, it purchases silence, and it builds empires. And the people who use it know one thing very well. If they can keep you afraid, they'll never have to keep you convinced. The first step to breaking free from fear-based manipulation is awareness. You can't fight an enemy you don't recognize. So whenever someone tries to persuade you, pause and ask yourself, are they speaking to my reason or to my fear? Fear often comes with urgency. You have to decide now. You don't have time to think. That urgency is not an accident. It's a tactic. Real truth can survive patience, but manipulation always demands speed. So when you feel that pressure, slow down. Give yourself space to breathe, to think, to ask questions. The moment you reclaim time, you weaken fear's grip. Next, analyze the source. Who is delivering the message? And what do they gain if you obey? Fear-based manipulation almost always benefits the messenger, not you. A boss who scares you into silence isn't protecting your career. He's protecting his control. A politician who warns you of endless threats isn't protecting your freedom. He's protecting their power. Another defense is fact-checking your fear. Ask, is this danger real or is it exaggerated? Fear makes shadows look like monsters, but logic can turn the lights on. Often, you'll realize the threat is smaller or doesn't even exist. Remember, fear thrives in silence. If you keep it inside, it grows bigger. But when you share your doubts with trusted people, it loses its power. Talking through the fear breaks the manipulator's illusion. Also, build resilience. A confident mind is harder to manipulate. When you trust your own abilities, when you accept that failure is part of growth, fear has less room to control you. Think of it like armor. The stronger your sense of self, the weaker their weapon becomes. Another crucial step is learning to say no. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful defenses. Manipulators rely on your fear of rejection, your fear of consequences. But every time you say no with clarity, you take back control over your choices. And finally, remember this, fear is not always the enemy. Fear can protect you from danger, but it should never dictate your life. The difference is choice. Are you choosing because you truly believe it's right, or because someone cornered you into compliance? If it's the second, it's not your choice at all. It's theirs. And the moment you realize that, you take the first real step back into freedom. At the end of the day, fear will always exist. It's part of being human, a survival instinct written deep into our DNA. But there's a difference between fear that protects you and fear that imprisons you. Manipulators know how to twist that difference. They take a natural emotion and weaponize it against you. And if you let them, they will chain your life with invisible threats you can't even name. But the truth is, recognizing fear-based manipulation is the beginning of freedom. The moment you see the pattern, it loses its invisibility. It's like pulling back the curtain and exposing the puppet master. And suddenly, the strings no longer have the same power. Your mind is yours. Your choices are yours. And no fear, no threat, no manipulator can truly own you unless you hand them the keys. So the question is simple. Will you live in the prison of fear or step into the freedom of awareness? If this video opened your eyes, don't let it stop here. There are countless other manipulation tactics working silently around you. And the more you understand them, the less power they have over your life. So if you want to keep your mind sharp and your freedom intact, subscribe right now, because the next video might reveal the exact trick someone is already using on you. Don't let them win by keeping you in the dark. Knowledge is your shield, awareness is your weapon, and together, we'll uncover every hidden string pulling at your mind. So hit that like button, share this with someone you care about, and take the first step toward a mind that nobody can control.